So I'm now very keen to go through your post-coaching form because it's incredible. And I want to
It's,
just I want to get your initial thoughts on what you experienced when you read that email looking at your change over the 10-week coaching program.
right, I couldn't remember what I'd put initially, so it was complete, because that was back in December. So yeah, and I looked through it and I was like shocked that everything had changed so much. And it's brilliant because it's just like I say, just gives you the confidence. That was where I was lacking in confidence of knowing exactly what I could eat and consume without, you know, ruining all of the hard work of all the training. So yeah, it's been great, really.
Yeah, I mean, I want to congratulate you. It's amazing. It really shows that you haven't just listened and absorbed the information, you've put it all into practice and
Definitely
built
have.
habits that are going to help you stick long term. So let's go through it. So we had dietary choices that appropriately fuel and refuel. So before that was disagree, and now that's strongly agree. So
Mm.
what habits in particular are helping you make that change?
Bigger breakfast for one. You remember that I was saying that I was like hungry, eating my lunch by like 10:30 some days.
Mm.
Bigger breakfast, don't get that dip in energy at all. So not even having that mid-morning snack, just going straight through to lunch. And just having that confidence that that breakfast every day is setting you up for the day is really good. And like you say, like going back 2 meals before a training session, like breakfast is that one meal that's two back. So that's good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then obviously moving to dinners, you know, the what's it called? I had a complete brain fart. What's it called?
The traffic light?
No, the meal prep. So
Oh,
with
yes. Yeah.
the themed evenings,
Yes.
having that all set up has been great. Like really helps
Yeah.
with,
So having a bit of structure.
yeah, definitely helps.
Amazing. Amazing. Perfect. So we then had I can eat in a way which will promote fat loss if I choose to. So this will strongly disagree. That's moved to agree.
Yeah,
What elements of helping with the confidence then?
I think just knowing how much you can eat, because obviously I think that with fat loss, it's more about, or weight loss particularly, it's more about calories in versus calories out. So I might have got that wrong. But yeah, just knowing how much I'm eating at the moment, and if I wanted to lose a bit of weight or fat, then I could adapt my diet a little bit, and that would happen over time.
Yeah.
And also, like, I would be confident that if I was going to do that, I wouldn't be low on energy or always hungry, and then reaching for those bad food choices, you know, when you're having a craving or something, when you're like desperately hungry because you're trying to lose a bit of weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that all ties in together. So it's all really good.
Yeah. So it sounds like understanding the fueling and refueling has given you the confidence to know that you can still manipulate your diet to eat in a slight energy deficit without compromising energy levels for training and life.
That's right. Yeah.
We then had I feel confident I can eat in a way which increases in muscle mass if I choose to. That was disagree, now strongly agree. I know that wasn't one of our main focuses, but I think possibly due to the protein conversations, that one's risen right up.
Yeah.
I feel in control of my cravings. That's a big one. So that one's gone from strongly disagree to agree.
Yeah.
What's been the driver behind that?
With cravings, I was all over the place, just constantly just eating whatever I wanted there and
Yeah.
then. Wouldn't matter. Just have it. Now, well, because I'm more full and more full of energy, I just don't have those cravings. I do get them, but they're fewer and further between.
Okay.
And when they do come, I now know that I can manage them and don't give in to them. And on the flip side as well, if I do actually fancy something that's a bit sweet,
Mm,
I can have it confidently knowing that actually it's just going to help fuel the next run. So it's kind of like, well, don't look at it in a bad way.
Yeah.
Have it, enjoy it, and it will help for the next session.
Yeah. And I think that speaks to why you've seen such a change with the relationship with food metric, because
Mm,
that was another one of our biggest movers where current relationship with food, that was a 1 out of 5, and now it's a 5 out of 5. And I
mm,
think what you've just explained there around the relationship with cravings has in part driven that change.
mm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that just just have like the whole course, just having the whole knowledge of everything just
Mm,
helps with knowing that, you know, the food you are eating is good for you just generally. So like it just sort of makes you a healthier person. And obviously I mean that's number one priority really, but the performance side of it is obviously a very close second. And yeah, eating confidently
mhm.
is like good for both. So it's a win-win.
Love that. Love that. We then had maintaining consistent. So this was another strongly, no, sorry, it was a disagree before, and now it's a strongly agree.
Which one was
What's
that?
so I feel confident in maintaining a consistent diet.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
before
outside of the weekly meal planning, what other things have helped with the consistency?
like prep, being prepared. Like you said, just stick a few extra things on the shopping list so that you've got them.
Yeah.
Um, the jars, putting having things out in jars that are visual in there, so you can help yourself as and when, rather than wandering around the kitchen looking for something healthy. It's there. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. The
Um,
little simple habits.
yeah, just those small tips and tricks are just brilliant.
Okay. So let's move on to the health performance wellness status ones. So current energy levels in training and life. So before this was a 3 out of 5, now it's a 5 out of 5. I'm
Just
keen to hear about what you're doing with that extra energy.
well, I don't know. I just feel I don't get that dip in energy. Before I'd come home from work
Mm.
and I'd be just be so exhausted, um, falling asleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
But now, it just doesn't happen. And like I say, eat a really good breakfast, through to lunch, cracking on with work, a good lunch, big lunch, straight through to tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fueling, training sessions. Going by the traffic light system. So when it comes to training, I think probably once or twice I haven't got it right, but you can feel the difference between getting it right and getting it wrong. So yeah, it's been brilliant because like pretty much every session has been, I don't want to say perfectly executed nutrition wise, but it probably has because they're
And I
solid
think that's the
sessions.
and I think that that's the difference. So when we had our discovery call, it was some sessions are good, some sessions are not, and that
Mm.
then causes frustration. Whereas now it's the vast majority are good, and actually it's the odd few that aren't, but then you know why, what happened, so that actually you can make changes accordingly.
That's right, yeah. And having the knowledge and the understanding to know why, I
Yeah.
think, is the key. So
Okay.
because you've taught us, we can fix it.
So we then had body composition change. Now this wasn't one of our main, like you mentioned, it was sort of energy, it was performance, but current body composition before coaching, 3 out of 5. Now is at 4 out of 5. So we've seen a lift there as well.
Yeah, I just
What do you
think
think's driving that?
it's just the I don't know exactly, to be honest with you, what's doing that.
I mean, does
Um,
it feel like you've been eating less?
I feel like I've probably eaten more,
Okay.
but the scales haven't really changed. They might have gone up a little bit, but because I've had the hamstring injury,
Yeah.
I haven't been training as much. And a lot of when I've come back to training, it's all been low intensity. So
So why do you say then that you feel like you're I know you can't really remember what you put in the initial form, but why do you feel like it's a 4 out of 5 now? What's
Well,
makes you feel like it's okay?
I just feel better, like generally. I don't feel sluggish. My
Mm,
mind is clearer, I think. I
okay.
think a lot of that, I think that the probiotic foods, when they started to come in, that really has sort of made my mind a lot clearer. I don't know
Amazing.
if that's a thing, but it just sort of seems like that's when it sort of started. So yeah, so I just feel better.
Okay.
I can't put my finger on one thing, but I just feel better
No,
generally.
no, that's cool. And like I think that also speaks to the current performance metric. So that was a 3 out of 5. Now that's gone straight to a 5 out of 5.
Hmm.
And from what you've said so far, it sounds like there's no one real thing that's actually driving that. It's just a myriad of lots of different things that are now working together to help with that performance.
Yeah, like I said before, all the sessions have been solid. Sometimes before it would be getting to the end of a session, I'm struggling, I'm flagging. But now, like, just seem to be nailing every single one. And then the recovery, because of the recovery, the things that we've put in, be good to go again the next day. Whereas before, it would be a bit more hit and miss as to what I would do recovery wise.
Mm,
Yes, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I do that? But now I feel confident knowing I'm going to do this because I know it works
yeah.
and it's good for me and it tastes nice. So it's all good.
Okay. So if there was someone who was a bit on the fence about starting the program, is there anything that you would say to them?
It will change your life. Go for it.